In a time long ago, when the earth was still young and kingdoms rose and fell beneath the guidance of divine beings, there was a people enslaved in the land of Egypt. They were known as the Israelites, crying out for deliverance from their harshest oppressors. Among them was a man named Moses, chosen by God to lead his people to freedom. Moses was born at a time when Pharaoh had decreed that all newborn Hebrew boys be killed. Saved by an act of love and courage, he was set adrift on the river Nile by his mother. Discovered and raised by Pharaoh's daughter, Moses grew up amidst the grandeur of an Egyptian court, yet the cries of his people echoed through his heart. One day, witnessing the abuse of an Israelite by an Egyptian guard, Moses' temper soared. In a moment of unchecked rage, he struck the guard and killed him. Fleeing into the desert, Moses found refuge in the land of Midian. There, he found solace in a shepherd's life, marrying Zipporah and tending to her father's flocks. Years passed, and Moses thought he had escaped his destiny until he encountered a burning bush that blazed yet was not consumed. From within the flames, God spoke, commanding Moses to return to Egypt and lead his people to freedom. Despite Moses' initial reluctance and self-doubt, God reassured him, granting miraculous signs and appointing Aaron, his brother, as his spokesman. Armed with divine mandate, Moses returned to Egypt and demanded that Pharaoh release the Israelites. Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and in response, God unleashed 10 plagues upon Egypt. Only after the final plague, which claimed the lives of all Egyptian firstborns, did Pharaoh relent. The Israelites fled, but their journey to freedom was blocked by the Red Sea. Trusting God, Moses raised his staff, parting the waters and leading the people across on dry ground, once more trapping Pharaoh's army as the seas rushed back together. They wandered into the wilderness of Sinai. It was there, atop Mount Sinai, that Moses received the 10 Commandments from God. This sacred law was inscribed on 2 stone tablets, laws that would guide not only the Israelites but echo in the morality of civilizations across eons. The commandments underscored the essence of divine law, honoring God, respecting human life, and endorsing social responsibility. 1. You shall have no other gods before me. 2. You shall not make for yourself a carved image. 3. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. 4. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 5. Honor your father and your mother. 6. You shall not murder. 7. You shall not commit adultery. 8. You shall not steal. 9. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. 10. You shall not covet. While Moses held God's guidance in his hands, the Israelites struggled, wavering between faith and doubt. They yearned for the comforts of Egypt, afraid of an uncertain future. They faltered, creating an idol of gold in Moses' absence. An act of betrayal that kindled God's wrath. Returning to their camp, Moses was furious, denouncing their sin. Yet, after pleading with God to spare his people, Moses was granted the chance to lead them anew. He shattered the first set of tablets in fury, but was instructed to carve out another, reaffirming the covenant between God and humankind. As Moses guided them, they slowly began to understand the strength found within faith and adherence to these commandments. It was not just a path to personal salvation, but a tapestry weaving relationships between humanity and the divine, tying individuals to a greater narrative of compassion, justice, and unity. Still, the journey was not easy. The Israelites faced temptations, rebellions, and trials through their long sojourn. Yet their resolve gradually strengthened, bonded by the teachings they carried onward. The tale of Moses and the 10 Commandments is one of divine promise and human resilience.